Hello and welcome to this episode of the Business Spotlight. Today we're joined by Harry from Servo Creative. Hi, Harry.
Hello, how's it going?
Yeah, really good. Thanks for asking. So we're really excited to learn a little bit more about you today, Harry, and a bit more about your business. So just for our viewers today, the goal of the Business Spotlight, it's for us to learn a little bit more about you and your business and to inspire people who are in business or thinking about getting into business and just about to embark upon that entrepreneurship journey. So, Harry, if you could just kick things off for us and just tell the viewers who you are, what you do, and how long you've been doing it for.
Sure. Well, I'm Harry. I run a creative agency called Servo Creatives. We're based in sort of Hertfordshire, but working all over the UK mainly and starting to do quite a lot more international work as well. Our business sort of focuses mainly on creating content for other businesses that can be video work, it can be photography, it can be animation, it can be sort of help with social media or sort of more traditional marketing. It is quite varied. And I've been running the business now for about 9 years. So I started it when I was studying at uni. And yeah, just been running it, since then.
Fantastic. That's great. Thank you so much for that. So, what would you say is the main difference with your company? What makes you stand out from the other businesses that are out there doing something similar to you guys, Harry?
Sure. I think that the main thing is that we don't sort of stick to one particular industry with the work that we do. We work across all sorts of industries, all the way from sort of music festivals to weddings to product work and sort of more corporate work with construction companies and all sorts. And it's for us, we can kind of take a lot of particular skills and techniques from one industry and sort of apply them into other industries as well. Where other creative agencies usually will have sort of a niche that they'll focus on. With us, we try and just keep ourselves open to working with everybody, and sort of just establishing sort of a really good relationship with each client to make tailor-made content that sort of converts and delivers for them. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I think that's really key, like really important, building those relationships, building that rapport so that you can then make it more bespoke and tailored to their needs. That's really, really cool. So, I mean, what's the journey been like so far, from when you originally started 9 years ago and then just sort of bring us up to speed to where you are now?
Sure. Well, I started the business when I was studying, as I said, but it was all very slow to begin with because obviously I was studying and I was at uni, and at the time, to try and just get as much work under your belt as possible, you're doing free work and and doing video jobs for musicians for £50 a day, and the cheapest sort of stuff you could do just to kind of get as much experience as possible.
Yeah.
Since then, since I left, since I finished uni, I've worked on sort of full-time jobs. I've now had sort of four full-time jobs whilst running the business as well. And only this year is where I was able to quit my full-time job and start working full-time on the business, which sort of felt like quite a really good achievement because it's what I've always wanted to do. And yeah, the business is just at a position where I'm able to do that and work for myself now, and slowly growing a team as well that will be joining me. And yeah.
Wow, that sounds like a journey and a half. So, I mean, what would you say has been some of the main challenges that you've had over the last sort of like 9 years?
Um, there's been a lot of challenges. Mainly just trying to deliver as much really high quality work through the business whilst also having a full-time job as well has always been tricky. It's always taking your own holiday to work on private projects and things like that. It's that in itself was quite challenging, but to be honest, for me, I really enjoyed the work that I do, and I feel like that's quite important. If you don't enjoy it, then there's no point trying to force yourself to do lots of different work just for the money, for example. But for me, I love what I do, so it makes everything a lot easier.
Yeah, that's so important. It is so important, Harry. So, I mean, I guess we're at that time of year now where we're looking at sort of reflecting, but also looking forwards. So, what's the future hold for you and your company?
Um, well, especially this year, we've been quite lucky to work with some really big clients, from Adobe to Honor to London School of Economics, MSD, and like quite a few other sort of big names. Going into next year, I just want to build the team up, get more people working so we can take on more work, because this year it's just been, we've been at capacity for as long as I can remember, really. So it'd be nice to build the team up and being able to take on more work. So yeah, just scaling up from here is kind of where we're at now.
Yeah, excellent stuff. That's good plans to have. So, I mean, moving on to yourself as the business owner, then, Harry. I mean, what's been your biggest lesson? Your biggest learning that stands out that you'd like to share with us today?
Um, it's mainly just the experience. Any way you can kind of build a personal profile. For me, the amount of work that I get through sort of just having a online presence really works. And focusing on not just in the business, but how you can build your own personal profile as well. I started sort of, especially on Instagram, about the same time as I started the business, really, and building a personal profile as well, because that also helps win work as well. If you're sort of telling the story of who you are and kind of the journey you're on, people sort of buy into that as well. And I feel like I get quite a lot of work through sort of private stuff as well, through Instagram, through LinkedIn and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really powerful stuff. I think, the whole storytelling scenario is probably one of the most powerful marketing pieces of advice that I tend to hear on a regular basis. So that's really powerful. Thanks for that share. So we're going to go back in time now, Harry, to an 18-year-old Harry. And what I'd like you to do is just think about what piece of advice you would give to yourself when you was 18, now with all the learnings that you've got, that would give you that little bit of a kickstart.
Sure. I think just grab any opportunity you have and just do it. The amount of work that I ended up doing for free, or for, like I said, really sort of cheap, just to get the experience, do even more, because the connections that I've made when I was younger as well, they're coming back now, and I'm still working with people that I worked with 5, 6, 7 years ago, and it's fantastic to still sort of have those relationships, and those people have been imperative with building the business as well. The referrals that I get now is just unbelievable. So just the actual building relationships as well with friends, with family, with people that I've worked with, has been so important in growing the business to where it is today. And I think, building relationships is by far the most important thing.
Yeah, no, I really agree with that. That's very key, very key. Well, listen, Harry, I can tell you're really passionate about what you do. So, I mean, what is it that fires you up every day, that inspires you to do what you do on a daily basis?
For me, going back into school, I initially was studying maths and physics,
Okay.
which is obviously quite different to where I've ended up. But that's what I ended up doing when I was studying in my A levels. That's what I wanted to do, and I had a sort of change of heart, and I switched over to take photography and media at the time. I'm very much glad I did that, because I found something that I'm really passionate about. I found something that really interests me. And obviously going on to study that at uni, it sort of gave me the skills, but also gave me the ability to build a business and actually do something that I enjoy. And that's kind of the foundation that I had to begin with, because that's kind of enabled me to now go and create something that I get up in the morning and I just love creating content and, making some really nice videos, taking photos, and I've been able to monetize that and sort of build a career just from doing what I like.
Wow. I'm just sort of like, wow, you've kind of got a bit of a halo going around your head at the moment because you've got the sun beaming in through the window. But
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
described
I'm
sort of
trying
when you
to
look at,
block it a little bit so you can
like
see it.
that perfect scenario of finding something that you've got a real passion for, something that you love doing. And you just said there, and to be able to monetize that as well. So you're now, living that dream sort of like from something that you've got a passion for, able to monetize it and earn a living from it. So kudos to you. Kudos to you. So, I mean, just to wrap things up then, I mean, have you got anything special that you're currently offering out to your prospects or your clients at the moment? And if people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to do that, Harry?
Most of the work that we do, it's all about just having that initial conversation with a client. There's not really any particular sort of special deals that we do, but just come and have a look at our show reel and see the work that we've previously done. And I'll just say, come and have a chat and we'll talk about, what content we can make for you. But yeah, you can find us on the website or just Google Servo Creatives. And yeah, it's the best way.
And so what's the website address?
It's servocreative.com.
servocreative.com. Excellent. Well, listen, Harry, it's been fabulous learning a little bit more about you, a bit more about your business. Thanks for sharing today. Really appreciate it.
No worries. Thanks a lot.
And thanks for watching this episode of the Business Spotlight. We'll see you all again soon.